Hello everyone! Welcome back to Study Hall. It's been a while.
It's been a little bit too much time,
Yeah.
I think we've got a little bit off track.
Yeah, I think that the hiatus was definitely needed though. We've been doing a lot.
Was it even a hiatus? Let's talk about that. Was it even a hiatus? Like, I feel like for us, I remember we were talking about this, right? Like, it was, we were looking at like when we posted our last video. And do you want to make a guess? Actually, do you know how long the last video was?
I don't think so.
Okay. You want to try to make a guess?
It feels like I feel like we did one 4 or 5 months ago.
7 months.
Damn!
7 months. It is insane. It is way too long ago.
That is too much. But I mean, we were busy.
Were we though? Were we?
I guess on that note then, what were we doing?
Exactly.
You want to start off? Let's start off.
Yeah, let's start off. Well, first of all, we're seniors, so that meant about 7 months ago we would have started our college apps.
Yep.
Which is crazy to think that was 7 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like 2 months ago that I was still writing them.
Mm-hmm. And I think when we were doing them, I think the time just got away from us.
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest thing. We just lost track of time. We had actually planned to record an episode over winter break, and then that fell through.
Well, the reason that fell through is because I think, well, first of all, we had a series of unfortunate events with me getting sick, and then my mom got sick, and then he got sick, and then we actually were planning this with some
episode.
guests, yeah. And I think last episode we actually said we would do a guest episode, but I think the logistics and everything just didn't work out in the end.
It's kind of obvious there are no guests.
There are no guests, yeah. It's just us two once again. And next episode will not be a guest episode either.
Yeah. We're actually recording multiple today.
Yeah. Because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
In just
a lot has changed in this past month.
Yeah.
Especially with tech and games.
I mean, not even just this past month. This past like
7 months.
7 months. All the way since last year we would have.
Last episode. Yeah.
College. I mean, I'll say this now. You know, college apps, to any juniors who are watching out there, the hardest part is not college apps. It's picking where you want to go.
That I completely agree. It was 7 months ago when you're writing our essays. They feel like a lot, but half the colleges use the same exact prompt. So it never feels like too much. And I think you can agree with this as well. You copy and paste like chunks from every single one of your essays into a new one. Every single essay is a Frankenstein. So actually doing the research to choose out of which ones you get into, that is the hardest part.
Yeah, I think it is hard. I think, you know, initially I had 2 options.
Yeah.
And those 2 options, I'd finally, after like months, not months, I think it was about a month of deliberation.
Yeah.
I finally figured out, okay, this is where I want to go. And then I was thrown a curveball, and I got a different college here in the UC system, and I just didn't pick it because I think the other college that I was going to go to, that I picked originally, was just better branding, and also I think just would give me a bigger chance to do more things.
Yeah. I'm staying in the UC, so we're going to be gone from each other.
Yeah, I'm going all the way to the Midwest, unfortunately. Not Purdue. Don't think about Purdue. I'm not going to Purdue. I'm going to the Midwest.
Middle of nowhere still. So
middle of nowhere still, but you know what? It's okay.
Yeah, I'm staying in the UCs. I'm still here. But, so yeah, once we're in college, our episodes will be virtual entirely.
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about how we're planning to do that.
Yeah, we had actually a couple of days ago, we went on a call like, what are we doing with the podcast, especially once we're in college? How is this going to work out? And once we record this, what are we going to do? Because we dumped so much money into our setup that we want to be able to figure out.
I think it's paid off. I think it's paid off since till now. But you know, we have dumped quite a bit of money into what our setup is, and time into editing and whatnot. So.
And also, like, if you check from our first episode versus now, our setup is entirely changed. I remember we now use just a single tripod versus we had like a jank monopod stuck into like the couch crevice. We had like another tripod that we was using like duct tape with another phone. So now it's just one screen, us two, a mirror back there. And
Yeah. I think, it'll be a little bit different when we're in college because our plan is to stick a mic and a camera to our dorm rooms. And in our specific colleges, we'll get access to actually higher quality cameras. At least for me, I can get access to like professional grade cameras.
Same here. My college has a full actual podcast room that's dedicated to that in their library.
Yeah, me too. I have a media room.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be using that. We might actually still keep these if we want to do like in dorm, like inside of our dorm rooms, like actual recording sessions.
I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
We make it like inside our dorm rooms, and then whenever we like meet up for the summer, because I'll probably be coming back here. I don't know
Same
yet.
here, yeah.
But we'll probably reset this up and then either record here or we'll find a new recording space in either of our colleges not either, like his college because it's closer. So yeah, we'll find places to record that are different than this. We'll have a little bit more things, I guess.
Beach episode coming soon.
That's a far one. That's a far one. Beach episode's a little hard, but yeah, we'll try. We'll try.
And gaming episodes. Like I know we want to do like some let's plays. Definitely because both of us have been playing a lot of new games that have been coming out, which we will be talking about later. But we want to do some like let's plays. I guess I had pitched the idea of a new game, Solarpunk. I wanted to play that with. So that could be fun, and then that's also easy to do in college.
Yeah, of course. And because obviously we have our own screens, and we'll be able to figure that out easy than what we're doing in person. Because, if I took a picture from my POV here, it is not good. There are cables all over the floor. That's why we don't show the floor anymore, and our board is actually gone from here because there's just it's jank. It's really jank. So there's a lot that we've been up to.
Yeah.
And I think now, I think we're at a point where we've picked where we want to go.
Yeah. And because of that, a lot of free time.
Not a lot. I mean, we still have finals, but our finals are much simpler than they.
Also, do they matter? No, they do.
I mean, they matter enough. I don't want to get rescinded or anything, but they matter enough to the point of like I wouldn't want to do.
I know my college, like they know a lot of kids, like senioritis is, for all the juniors watching, senioritis is a thing, and you're never going to be able to escape it.
I'm looking at junioritis.
How does, I don't get junioritis. I don't know if that's just me. I just don't get junioritis.
Really? Why? I feel like junioritis for me was kind of like I felt like I was blanking out.
Yeah, for sure I got burnout, but like it was just locking in for second semester junior year.
Really? To me, I was locking out.
This, I pity you. We're sorry for what you have to go through right now, because they're doing their junior finals right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, junior year is your most important year by far because that's like the last grades that colleges see and the last classes that they see. So yeah, but especially
like for me with the UC system, they don't see senior year, so it all depends on 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I mean most schools for that matter, especially if you're applying early. A lot of their deadlines are before like your grades are even released. Yeah, and for us, grades were released in February because that's when our semester ended. But and so that means that even regular decision colleges didn't get our transcripts for that area.
And honestly, I kind of actually like that, but also they all just asked for it in the end. Like I know a lot of my college portals that said you must submit this.
Yeah, I mean they don't really look at it to be honest. Well, actually, it's hard for you to tell, but
we're not. Do not take like this is like advice that you should always follow.
Yeah,
we're not college admissions counselors.
Yeah, we're not college admissions counselors. We frankly we got into the colleges I think we wanted to get into, but we didn't like get into any like Ivy Leagues or anything, which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
But you know what? I think rejection is redirection.
Yeah.
I don't think that we would have been happy at any Ivy Leagues.
I know. I was talking with some of my family, and one of the things that they always said was, like, I know you sent me a reel on Instagram that was like, it was this guy thing, what if I had chosen the other college? And like my family was like, you're never ever going to think that. Whatever you choose, that is where you will stick, and you will never think, what if I had chosen the other college?
Yeah.
So,
and in the end, like, this isn't the end. right?
Yeah.
It's the first stepping stone in kind of a series of things, right? You can go for your master. Like if you didn't get into your dream school, like this is not the end. Pick a school that you think you'll be happy in, and then take that, do as best as you can, like get above and beyond grades, like work as hard as possible. And I mean, it's pretty much a do-over. Like you then can go, like for example, I want to go to Stanford. I didn't get into Stanford. Well, I didn't apply, but I didn't get into Stanford. And so
Hey,
for my
you can't get
master's,
rejected if you don't apply.
that's true. I didn't
No,
get it.
please apply to all the colleges you want to. Rejection is redirection. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, because in the end, you can do your master's, you can do your PhDs, you can do, you can do a lot in that, and then also postdoc, and also, I mean you know about the MIT OpenCourseWare, right?
Yes. OpenCourseWare is such a. I already took 2 courses from Harvard. Actually, no, 1 course from Harvard, one from Stanford, and it taught me so much that like my classes didn't teach me, and that I wanted to know. So OpenCourseWare is the best thing in your toolbox.
Yeah, and also like even if you don't get into that college, like if you don't get like if you are vying to get into MIT and you don't get into MIT, I mean yeah, us actually,
Us, yeah.
You can still do the courses. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to prevent your learning because you didn't get into a college. MIT's lectures, videos, like lecture videos, lecture notes, homeworks are all online. Just follow it. Like let's say you are like you're taking the prerequisites in your college to make sure that you have that baseline knowledge. And if you want to extend on that knowledge, and there's a class at MIT that like in a specific professor that you want to learn from, do
And,
that.
like on the topic of knowledge in colleges, your college is not just for teaching you things. I know like professors especially, a lot of them are not hired to teach. They're hired for the research they're doing. And this that goes likewise with students, is that we're there, yes, to learn, but what actually is more important is what we do at the college when we take out in research or in actual projects. I know that like when I was searching for my college, the biggest thing I was looking for was a makerspace. And I know the same thing was with you. We were talking about this. Yeah. And like, because we want to actually be able to do things. It's much more important to do things than just learn.
Yeah, of course. I think it's like really important to realize that your decision on where you go to college shouldn't also be entirely based on just the name of the school.
Yeah.
It should be based on what opportunities you'll be able to get there. I remember, I'll say this now because I'm not going there, but I was choosing between the school I'm going to attend and UC Santa Barbara. And in the school I'm going to attend, I'm going to have a major that isn't computer science, but that degree will be able to get me I'd say maybe a better understanding of the world around me. And it's more of a modern major than computer science is, because computer science teaches you the technical aspects,
Yeah.
but not what's going on in the world. Like you can work on compiler and operating systems, but I know that there's a lot of people these days who do work on that, but a majority of the time you're probably not going to work on that, right? So it's a useful major, computer science. I mean, you should have that technical depth, but being able to do more things like that wasn't something that UCSB offered. My other school offered that, and because through minors, through a good business school, through a good engineering school, through actually a ton of other like research and actually companies that were in the kind of vicinity and things that they were looking for students from that area.
And that's definitely a big thing, is like the area of the college especially. That is something that I looked for, like very much so. On your topic of computer science, like even I'm not doing computer science. I'm doing something that's adjacent, but it's more kind of hardware-ish, I guess. And like, because I want to learn more about the world around me, I guess. And I feel like, especially with like, I guess in this room, there's already so much tech in here. Like we have the oscilloscope over here, and like, and half this stuff is more hardware than software, and that's something that like that's why I chose like a more hardware leaning side of computer science or computer. So my major is computer engineering.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, hardware is the basis for software.
Yeah.
But okay, so I mean, I feel like we need to get to that college, and something happened recently that is kind of unfortunate.
Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. I never flew. I flew Spirit like once.
Same here. I filmed like once, but it's sad to see them go. They were iconic, especially they were like the budget airline that you would fly like if you needed to. but they were just there like if you need an emergency flight. I know college students love Spirit Airlines, especially cheap flights, and it just got you from place to place.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like just coming home for the weekend, especially from like a far away, like let's say you lived on the West Coast and you were coming from an East Coast school, you're paying right now, like through maybe a flight carrier like American or Southwest, you're paying $140, $200 to get back from the East Coast. But with Spirit, you could pay like $100 or less to get back from the East Coast, and you know they were. I mean, we don't respect Spirit for what they do because not only do they provide jobs to new pilots, they provide a lot of jobs in general. They had, I think, how many employees? I think it was like 19,000.
Yeah, I think it was a lot, and they also kept the prices down. Like they were
to the most part. If you wanted to just get from point A to point B.
Yeah, but I mean like because Spirit was like the budget airline, at least from what I have seen, a lot of that was able to keep a lot of other airlines with like their in check with their prices down. With Spirit Airlines shutting down, like their only budget option down, that could see some changes.
They could.
But on that note as well, let's buy Spirit. Have you seen that movement?
I have, and it's quite impressive. I actually want to check. I know might not be able to very easily on here because we have a couple of computers here, but I think they're like
270 million?
Something like that. Let me
Let's
just quickly check.
Let's quickly check this, yes.
So I believe it's here. So I'm looking at the thing right here. Oh, look at that! They're creating legal structures right now.
Oh yeah, I saw the guy. I saw the guy on Instagram. He's got in contact with like, a huge law firm for aviation, and he's in the works. He said this is definitely possible.
Yeah, and right now they have what $337 million raised.
And that's like what quick maths? How much of the budget?
I mean, $1.75 billion. It's about like it's a small amount, maybe like around 20. No, not 20.
No,
whoa.
I think like 3/7 of the way there. They're a sizable amount of way there, and this is this is something that's never been done in aviation. I'm pretty sure is a fully crowd-funded or fully group-owned airline.
It's a co-op.
Yeah,
you may know the clothing. I mean, they're kind of a brand, REI.
Yeah,
store, the outdoor store, REI. They are a co-op, so they run in a very similar profit sharing.
I know that
method.
there was also I think football team that was also fully owned by the Green Bay
Packers.
Yeah, they're fully owned by the community, so I know that they took inspiration from that, and that's definitely something admirable is having a fully crowd-owned airline where everyone can work, everyone can share the profits, but also everyone can contribute to voicing their opinions in how the airline moves.
Definitely. And I mean, I think with like I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go because they're already selling off planes like at such a rate that it might not happen. Like it might be something that doesn't happen.
That's definitely a thing that I'm concerned about is how are they gonna acquire all the assets like the planes, and that's something that
I mean they do need like $1.75 billion.
Yeah.
So
they need a lot of money, but how? If they're already selling off planes, how are they going to acquire them? That's the biggest
in
thing.
time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be able to raise that amount of money, but I don't know if I'm sure about that. But I'm assuming that maybe with some larger investors and maybe with the money that they already have, they can start that process because they have $331 million.
But the thing is, this is all pledges.
They are pledges, but I think if you can get that high investor money to just start that process and then get the crowdfunding later on, I think it could really be a successful venture. But obviously, I think it's already been kind of a week at this point.
Yeah,
happened last Sunday.
Yeah, so it's been last Sunday.
No, it's been more than that. May 2nd.
So yeah, it's been a bit over a week. Today is the
13th. So
it's been 11 days.
11 days. So I mean, they must have already sold off like a decent amount. I think. So yeah.
Well, speaking of new leadership, Apple CEO.
A bit of a big change. I mean, I didn't see this coming. I mean, Tim Cook's old, but not that old.
Yeah.
I definitely saw. I mean, I didn't see this coming, but I see the new CEO, and his name is John Turnus. By the way, he was the previous SVP of hardware engineering, as someone who can really maybe focus a lot on that hardware side of things.
Definitely, because I mean, in the past couple of years, Apple has been running behind in the hardware race. I know a lot of the Android developers, they've been increasing camera qualities, have the folding phones. I know Apple's releasing actually a folding phone soon.
Well, that's rumored to happen, but we
Yeah.
don't know. John Turnus is expected to take the leadership in September, so he will be the one running the presentation.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a very different presentation. I mean, from what people were talking about, it's going to be a very, like,
I guess
Steve Jobs-esque.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how Steve Jobs did his, like, all of his presentations on a stage?
Oh, yeah.
So I think it might turn into something like that again. Because
Yeah.
Steve Jobs was a product guy.
So kind of more like the developer conference, more like a developer conference in a way.
Yeah, but even WWDC these years are all streamed. They're all streamed.
Yeah.
They're all, I mean, streamed as in they're all pre-made videos.
Yeah. So I definitely think a more like stage kind of feel. I feel that will look much better, and we can, I guess, get more better announcements. I'm excited for the new leadership and seeing how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, especially since Apple, I think for the last couple of years, has been focused on primarily software.
Yeah.
With not much in terms of like hardware changes, other than maybe a better CPU every year. That's just expected.
Even their software though, I feel like it's been mainly UI changes.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
UI changes. I mean, I feel like with Android, actually, right around now, we just had Android 17 released.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
Android 17 has a lot of new features, especially AI features, that they might actually be able to deliver, unlike Apple Intelligence, which hasn't delivered yet.
Apple Intelligence, they just keep. I feel like they kept like hyping it up, but they have not been able to show any substantial evidence that's been shipped to actual users.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't shipped it. Like, it's
Yeah.
still not out. I mean, it's out in kind of a way, but it's just not there. Like, not
Yeah.
to what Android 17 was announcing. And Android 17 also announced kind of like a lot of other new features that, in terms of the AI space, I really think is good.
Yeah, and in terms of AI space, Apple is definitely behind it. Even Mozilla Firefox, they've already unveiled their new AI features that are toggleable, which is like they are entirely toggleable with one button, just in settings.
Yeah, and also
Apple is behind.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, like, I feel like with Android, you have maybe a kind of a like the feature that they're making and that the features that they're adding are actually useful. For example, they added a feature called Rambler, which means you can take a phone and just start speaking to it like you would, but like when you're actually doing real dictation, it kind of gets like if you say, "Oh, no, I don't want to actually say that."
Yeah.
The phone will just say it.
Oh yeah.
But with Rambler, you can actually ramble on about that, and it will actually erase it. It will figure that out in real time.
So for our hackathons, 3 a.m. projects, that's really good. If we're just
If you're
rambling.
just thinking through something,
Yeah.
right? It actually could be really useful. So
I know, like, especially if I have like an interview or something that I need to talk about, I'll just open up notes on my phone and just start rambling on about that, and then I check the notes back later, and I can use that to report back to like my friends, my parents, whatever. This could actually be a really good feature for a lot of different people.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of leadership changes, though.
Yeah.
Another leadership change, and maybe something that has really been a positive change.
Asha Sharma, the new Xbox lead.
Yeah, CEO, that would be.
CEO is her title CEO? Because
She is CEO because I think Xbox is a separate entity or company subdivision. Yeah.
I definitely. She comes from the AI sector, but she comes from you can't tell that she comes from the AI sector, especially because one of her first things she did was removing AI from the Xbox app and the Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, she has been doing a lot of consumer side things. I think, consumers are very happy with what she is doing. That, like, because she lowered the prices of Xbox Ultimate.
And Game Pass.
And, yeah, that is
Xbox
Game Pass.
Ultimate
Yeah, that's Game Pass, yeah. I think she has plans to, like, she's moving back to that old Xbox logo, the green one.
Xbox, well, not old, it's the new one. But
I mean, it's based on the old one.
Yeah, it's not simplified anymore, which is something that
Yeah.
a lot of gamers feel is something that especially the Xbox 360 generation, I know like I have played on a couple of times in my old friend's house, but like the Xbox 360 logo was iconic, and going back to like that logo kind of signals like a generation that we're going back to, I guess, the good old days of Xbox.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good omen.
Mm-hmm. Especially and with the Game Pass and Nitro partnership. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Discord, I think that could bring in
That's
a lot of
already
new
rolled
gamers.
out, actually,
yeah.
I've already seen that roll out. I think they've already announced that in the basic version of Nitro, or sorry, the basic version of Game Pass, you get a couple of Nitro features, but if you get like the second tier of Game Pass, you get Nitro Basic, and then the third tier is Nitro Ultimate.
Or just I think it's just a
It's
regular
called
Nitro.
Nitro,
It's
yeah.
Nitro.
The Game Pass Ultimate is Nitro, which is
Yeah.
really cool because I know like if you use an Xbox, you're likely using Discord with like to call, because I know a lot of games on Xbox don't have built-in voice chat. So like that partnership can definitely bring in a lot for both Xbox and Discord.
Of course, I definitely think that's a really good way to say it. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's just a lot going on, and I think the gaming sector has been taking hits.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially with all the upping in prices.
But I think as well we have seen some wins. I know prices. Nintendo.
What about Nintendo?
Like I feel with the
Well,
Switch,
yeah, I mean,
with the
they've
Switch
been
2,
yeah.
I guess with the Steam controller and scalpers, the prices being at an all-time high. But some wins we've seen. Pragmata.
Yes, I think we both watched the Game Awards on I think it was December.
Yeah.
So about when our last video was
Yeah.
was released.
I think when we were planning to make an episode, and in the episode, in our topic notes, we have in our topic notes titled Season 0, Episode 4, View 1, we have written the Game Awards, and we just never recorded the episode.
Yeah, actually, do you want to quickly go through what we were going to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what we were
Wow,
gonna
we
talk
had a lot planned for this one.
Wow.
So this, I think, was supposed to be a guest episode, but we decided not to do that. So what was it?
Let's-
Entertainment versus news.
uh,
So we had an Indian member who was gonna join.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
we were gonna talk about like Indian news channels.
Yeah.
Which do you want to quickly touch on that? I mean, we can.
I think we can talk about that.
Yeah,
in
we
a
can-
sec.
we can-
We have games. To
Wait,
talk
we have
about.
games to talk about. But we had and some
Theater stories.
theater
yeah.
stories, and then obviously the Game Awards.
Yeah, the Game Awards
Yeah.
is the biggest thing on this list. Yeah, so Pragmata. Thoughts on it? I know.
So I've played a much less than maybe what you've played. I
Yeah.
think I haven't even got past the first boss yet.
Mm.
Yeah, I was because I had asked him for a controller actually.
And it took me a while to fix it up.
Yeah, so I got a controller from him, and then I immediately started playing Stray instead. So I've scammed you. I've scammed you out of a controller. How do you feel about that?
It's fine. I already have one that's working.
Okay, as long as you're okay with it, I will get to playing Pragmata at some point.
Use the controller. The boss becomes much easier with
Yeah,
controller, especially
definitely.
spamming. So the biggest thing about Pragmata is the new combat system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, it is shooter. I think it's third-person shooter. Yeah, third-person shooter.
Yeah, third-person shooter.
But the hacking mechanic, where basically the story of the game is that you are on the moon with a robot called a Pragmata. She has hacking capabilities and capabilities of rewriting source code. And the reason that's core to the game is because when you're fighting a boss, you do like no damage. You do like maybe like 1 HP in the bosses that have like upwards of thousands of HP. But when you push down the aim button, then a little puzzle comes up, like one of those mazes. And if you solve the maze by just jamming like the X, A, Y, and B keys, we're using Xbox controllers. If you just jam that keypad in a certain way, then you can solve the maze, and that opens up the bosses and or even any enemies you're facing, and then you can shoot them, and you do like significantly more damage. And like a lot of games have tried to implement like a shooting and puzzle mechanics side by side, but I believe no game has done it as well as Pragmata has.
Definitely. I think, they've integrated it so well that you don't even like think about it as like a second thing. And then it's a very quick puzzle. Like it's not like a puzzle where you like have to stop and like actually think about it. You just spam the keys as fast as possible.
Yeah.
If the faster your brain moves, the faster
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do that puzzle. and actually be able to,
And time doesn't stop. Like when you're
Yeah.
when you're solving these puzzles,
It's
time doesn't stop.
sorry. It slows down.
Actually, no, it doesn't even slow down.
It is.
From what I've seen, it doesn't even slow down.
Really?
Yeah, like when I'm facing there's an upgrade that can make time slow down when you dodge. But when you're solving these puzzles, time doesn't slow down. So, your puzzle progress does save if you accidentally unaim and then re-aim, but time doesn't slow down. So you're still being attacked all the while this is happening. So you're typing in these numpad, these keypad, things really fast. And
Definitely.
it feels like I've seen a lot of Helldivers gameplay where they're typing in the arrow key combinations. It feels like that, but just more advanced, where you're trying to navigate not only puzzle, but also when you're actually doing the puzzle, you have to hit certain checkpoints, and you can go through certain upgrades to do more damage or more do more to the actual enemies.
Yeah, and you don't want to accidentally do those upgrades when you don't want them.
Yes, because they are limited per run.
Yeah, so you'll have for example, I think for the first boss you have 3 defense things, which I think I don't actually remember what it does.
There's defense, there is stun, and there's chain.
Yeah, I don't know what. So you get the defense one, and you have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And you have to have this kind of first boss fight, this first fight, and you have to be able to preserve those.
And without spoiling too much, I will say, the boss fights are definitely the first boss fight is definitely, it throws you into the deep end, but not as much as the second boss fight does.
Definitely. I mean, the second, I don't know actually.
I
don't know why I was saying definitely.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell you, play the second boss fight.
I will.
You will see just how different it feels, because you're not starting to the deep end, you're dropped in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's definitely insane.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, speaking of hacking.
Yeah, speaking of hacking, I mean, a big thing hit 9,000 institutions over the U.S., I think, or worldwide. It was worldwide, yeah.
Canvas. Now, our school uses Canvas.
Yeah, like many others.
And we were in the AP test when this happened, so
we had AP stats.
Yeah.
So
a play-by-play of this is I get on my stats test, I check Discord, and the first thing I see is, oh god, Canvas is down.
Yeah.
Everywhere, everyone's panicking because people rely on Canvas. Our school, every single assignment is done through Canvas, and in our classes, we open Canvas and work on assignments in class through Canvas. So imagine the shock when teachers suddenly, from one period to the next, cannot access Canvas with no preparation.
Yeah, but also, you have to realize you have the message that was on the screen, which was the Shiny Hunters message.
Oh, yes. That was...
I guess you show, let's say you're showing an assignment on Canvas, and it happens. I mean, you're loading a new page, and it just immediately comes up with Shiny Hunters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been such a weird experience. I wish I was in class when that happened.
I wish I was in the class when that happened.
Because I know it was fine in the morning. In the morning, I think they were able to stop the hackers. I think because it happened twice that day. Happened once in the morning.
Twice? The same day? I thought it happened once the week.
No. Actually, it happened the same day for a very small amount of time.
Oh.
I think it was a couple minutes, and then they were able to get it back. But then immediately the group
they got roots.
they got it, and then they were then for a couple hours. But the thing is, our school. I talked to a teacher, and she just said that they just went on for a walk for a bit.
Yeah.
But colleges,
especially colleges that use Canvas for, I know some colleges will actually use Canvas to host student information.
Well, it's not just that. Colleges were on finals week.
Oh yes, that's right.
Colleges had to postpone finals, and I'll actually post a small, email that I received from my college that I'm going to, that talked about how they were postponing finals. You have to realize it's not a lot about Canvas doesn't have much student data. Let's be real, they have
some colleges actually host a lot of student data on it.
Yeah.
We were lucky where our student data wasn't actually breached because our school used a separate authentication service,
but they didn't actually get access to the authentication stuff. So that's a separate database. They got authorization, or they got access to the
assignments.
Yeah, so assignments, private messages, student information, parent information. That was it, but no passwords, nothing like that.
Okay.
I think it's separate, and that information was not leaked.
Okay.
So I think everyone is okay in terms of that. kind
Hopefully.
of, hopefully.
Yeah.
But you know, the
Finals
biggest problem was,
was
I guess, the
finals.
disruption.
Yeah. Disruption, especially I know like I don't know my family was some of my family was not disrupted by this, but I don't know if you talked to any like, people in college who were hit by this. I know like it was crazy because in the middle of a test, for instance, you're on Canvas and now you can't submit your test or you can't access your test.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were able to retake it at a later date, but
Yeah.
with like different questions and stuff. You know, I think for the school I'm attending, the school that I'm going to attend in the fall, they had to shut it down for 3 days. Basically,
Ooh,
postpone
that's-
tests by 3 days, which I mean, 2 of those days were weekends, but I know some people
Mm.
had tests on weekends.
Yeah.
Because in college, stuff is different.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think Canvas getting hacked is also a part of a bigger thing that's been happening recently with a lot of places getting hacked. So it's definitely interesting to see what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's a bigger issue specifically, but I think I'd say that I think people, because this hack was a phishing attack.
Yes, it was their support tickets, right?
Yeah, no, it was their free for teachers accounts.
Oh,
Well, I think it was a support ticket for a free
yeah.
for teachers
Support
account.
ticket I remember seeing in their thing they talked about how support tickets were phished.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I feel like people need to be able to, like, there needs to be more instruction when it
Mhm.
comes to like I guess situations like this where
Yeah.
like a company has a lot of information and they just need to have a little bit more in terms of like,
Yes.
yeah.
I know, like, I remember reading somewhere that, like, a lot of companies, their support teams, they'll just fire everyone and rehire them every 5 years and then retrain them up. And although that does work because you do get the retraining, the problem is they lose the experience then. And I know, like, I saw somewhere, like, a company was implementing a new policy where you just retrain all your hires every 5 years. And because of that, you get all the training all over again. And it just works out much better.
Yeah, I had a friend who I was talking to last night, and she had said that that it's not the problem of the computer; it's the problem of the person in the chair,
Yeah.
right? Because that is where a lot of those hacks happen, which is
Mhm.
the person in the chair isn't either they don't know better to not click certain links
Yeah.
to make sure they're checking what they're doing on the internet
Mhm.
thoroughly,
I
things like that.
Yeah, I was talking with some friends a couple of days back, and they were asking me because this was after the Canvas hack, and one of them, she asked me, like, so how do hacks even happen? And my biggest response was, it's not a problem of the computer, it's a problem of the person. 99% of hacks are social engineering.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing in cybersecurity. Is the weakest link in any device is not the computer, it's the human. I know in I think Brazil they have a joke on this. It's a BIOS error. Buranda, I think it's like something idiota operanda.
Whoa! You forgot your Hindi accent out for that first word there.
Wrong.
Burande? Whoa!
It was like burrata or something. I forgot
Burrata. That part is like,
don't worry about it.
that part is a little Indian, you know.
That is the wrong.
I don't know what I'm doing this for,
That
but
is the
you know.
wrong person, bro.
But who knows? The point is,
yeah. The point is like it means like an idiot operating the system. Like it's not the fault of the computer. It's the weakest link is always or most likely the person.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think we had a productive episode back. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely productive. Definitely. How long was that? We forgot to time this one.
We did time it. 41
Oh.
minutes.
Damn, that does not feel like 41 minutes.
It didn't feel like 41 minutes. Actually, I was like, whoa. We already finished. I think I don't know. I don't know if the mics picked this up, but I heard my mom leaving. She said she would leave in 45 minutes.
Ooh.
So
yeah, it's been a while.
it's been a while. Time just goes by when you're
Yeah.
talking. Any final words to leave us on until we take a 15-minute break and go back to our next episode?
Yeah. Well, it's been a while, and this has been an episode since 7 months.
Yep. And I feel like this one is gonna be very easy to edit. I just have to record some gameplay for Pragmata, and that's it.
Oh yeah. I can actually record some as well if you want me to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And that's actually you should.
No, yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not as far in the game, so I won't leak
Yeah.
details.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
yeah.
else to talk about?
I don't think so. Next episode we will have more.
Next episode we do have more. Maybe we can give an overview in this one. Do you
Yeah,
want
sure.
to? We're gonna talk about the.
You want to talk? You're gonna be leading this one, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can do this one too.
Nah, this one's yours.
Okay, we're gonna do Steam controller, Claude Mythos, Linux hack, Rockbox, and then we're gonna have Anime Corner is back.
Yes.
I know we have our certain individuals who don't want us to do with the Anime Corner,
Certain
and we immediately
individuals.
click off. So we're doing it last. So Anime Corner is coming back.
We need that engagement.
And we do need that engagement. Our engagement rate I think is at 3%.
Mm,
Our views are also pretty low. So
less than statistically significant.
yeah, remind me of that stats test again, and you're dead. But yeah, anyways, like I feel like, you know, I'm happy to I really like doing this.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I do want to continue this. I do want to continue this in college as well. I know that was our first topic we talked about. This will definitely be something that will stick with us for a while, and especially with like the setup's gonna go through a lot of changes.
You're gonna see this turn into a virtual podcast
Yeah.
real fast. We might bring other people on from our college.
Yes, I definitely want to have some guests. I know we had I think 6 people who were like, please come, please have us.
And I know after this episode is gonna release, they're gonna DM us being like, "Where is the episode?" I know I'm gonna check Arian's DMs after this, and his DMs are gonna be like, "Where are we? Want to be on it?"
Yeah,
You know?
that's gonna be. It's gonna be hard to hold them off.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
Holding the flood bays.
Yeah. Well, it's not a flood. Let's not put ourselves that high. But we do have some people who are interested. So
with the amount of times they've asked us, it's a flood.
it's not a flood, but you know, you get what I mean. I think it's yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Also, we're recording this in 4K, so
so we can
be prepared for a 4K episode.
Can YouTube support that? Will YouTube support that?
Yeah, I don't support it. Yeah, it does. 4K.
Without premium?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it supports it without premium.
Yeah, you can watch up to 8K.
Oh damn! What?
You didn't know this?
No, I did not.
This is a new thing?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm mainly watching 1080p, but then again, my monitors are 1080p.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 2K one.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, well.
Signing off. That's episode 4. Yeah.
4? We've literally lost track of time.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, signing out.
Signing out. See ya.